How would you like to have the best seat at the track? Well, Marshal Cassidy does. Perched high above the finish line, he's got a bird's-eye view of the action. But then he has to. He calls the races. Bonita Zahn takes a look at the man who's the voice of Saratoga.
A flag is up. They're up.
That voice, those words, they're as familiar to racegoers as the track and horses. But there's one big difference. We can see the track and the horses and the cheering crowd, but we only hear the deep, confident voice calling out the race. We never see the face, the body that belongs to that voice. The man behind the voice? Well, he's 35-year-old Marshal Cassidy II, father of 3. He once wanted to become a doctor. Instead, he became the 5th-generation Cassidy to make his way in the world of horse racing.
I love to see the horses do their thing. They're a very beautiful animal, and they have an objective. Some of them really show a knowledge of why they're there. They know they're supposed to be at the finish line first. And when there's a good stretch duel, I find that most moving.
Cassidy is so enthralled with the spectacle, to which he has the best seat in the house, that he doesn't bet. Says the excitement of the race is enough for him. Now, I'm sure the bettors think that they put in a hard day of figuring before each race, but that's nothing compared to the work that Cassidy puts in. Cassidy color codes the races. Pure memorization. No notes once the race gets underway. He matches the colors worn by the jockeys to the number horse he or she is riding. And in the 8 years Cassidy's been calling races, he's only been wrong once. It happened this season in a race Steve Coffin was riding in.
I can't comment on my heart, but I can tell you that I perspired profusely for about a half hour. And my knees shook, and I felt embarrassed, and I felt angry, and I had to say to myself, it's time to get my act together, and went on with the second race.
What would you say is the wildest thing that's ever happened to you while you were calling a race, besides the little mix-up with the Coffin colors?
In April of 1979, I was calling the top flight handicap at Aqueduct Racetrack. I had my window open, and a carpenter bee, which is an insect with an abdomen about that long, flew into my ear as the horses came at the top of the stretch. And he sat in my ear and buzzed. And I kind of fanned my ear and fanned it again, and all of a sudden this monster fell on my counter, and I looked at it, and I quickly returned to calling the race.
Where do you prefer calling races, here, Aqueduct, or Belmont?
The performance of my duty would be Aqueduct. It's a mile and a furlong track with no obstruction. Belmont is a very large racetrack. The horses are far away. And Saratoga has all the foliage on the infield, which makes it a bit difficult.
Where's it the most fun to be during the time that you have to put in while you're calling?
Saratoga.
How come?
It's a challenge.
Good time, lad, is 4th by a half length.
9 races daily, 9 different sets of colors and horses to memorize. The pressure of always having to be perfect, with thousands of people depending on your call. Cassidy says he loves it, and as long as that love continues, he'll keep calling races.
On the rail second. Quiche on the outside, the boy Mikey. The boy Mikey is moving up into second down the stretch. Sly Admiral still leads by 3.5. The boy Mikey is gaining ground in second by 3. Quiche is third, then Good Time Lad. At the 16th pole, Sly Admiral on the inside. The boy Mikey on the outside. Those two to the wire. At the wire, the boy Mikey, the winner by a head. Sly Admiral second, Good Time Lad third in the 5th race here at Saratoga. And this is Marshal Cassidy.
And for special edition, this is Bonita Zahn, Saratoga.